All right, welcome back to Digital Cortex, another very special episode. We have back-to-back guests these last couple of weeks. I'm your host, your co-host, Thickwick, Randomstylez, and we are graciously in the presence of King Gwyn.
Hello, it's me. Hello.
King Gwyn, my younger sibling.
You can't even... I know. Stop. I said stop.
No, sorry. It just keeps going.
Encore. There's so much.
Going.
They can't. They love me.
All right.
Well, I mean, come on.
All right. Okay, guys. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Woo. Okay.
What a day. We've
All right.
certainly got in a lot of...
You want to take a shot? Or are you good?
I didn't even bring the shot glasses.
Oh, okay.
Guess I would.
I guess that's a kibosh on that, right?
There's like...
Did you really want to take a shot?
Yeah.
For real? You can take
but we can do it in a bit.
Well,
yes, I'll take it, of course.
I can go grab the shot glasses.
What if
we can do it
Can you
when...
order it?
We can do it when
an Uber.
there's a whole backstory. There's lore.
They should
I've
have
also ordered a pizza.
Ooh.
Wow.
They should have an Uber house where you could just like send a command to somebody in the house, like, "Hey."
Oh, okay.
Or not a command, but maybe a request.
It's like slavery, but it's an app.
But it's your family or your friends.
Do you mean do you mean a
favors.
text message?
Favors. It's called favors.
Okay, you know what? That's actually strong. It's just an app that simply logs how many favors you've accumulated for a sibling.
You get like
and then whether they honor it or not, the app can like shame them.
So instead of it being just a text message, you send it like, "Hey, can you give me a glass of water or something?" And then or it could be like, "Hey, can you come over and help me change a tire?" Yeah. And so it comes in like a text message, but it's a favor.
Yeah, it's so you can monetize your family's goodwill.
No, you can send it's a way to connect people like, "Hey," or you could put like favorite requests. You could be like, "Hey, is there anybody that could help?"
Okay, yeah.
With
you're bringing me shot glasses. Come into my house.
Or
I've provided a special guest code for you if you accept.
So yeah,
come into my house.
That would be your household favorite.
Physically
list.
Grab my shot glasses and bring it to the room that is in front of the stairs to the left.
So you can click on Family Network and then or In-House Network. So In-House would be the little things.
Yeah.
Like, can you get my shoes? I left them upstairs or something. So. Because they're upstairs.
I'm a DoorDash agent, and I've had people like give me.
They want you to come in.
Somewhat. Not strange requests, but like they'll give me a lot of info, usually just like, here's how to get to my door, here's where to put it. One time, and this was great, I had a man, and it was like 3 a.m. He had me he said, come around the house and bring it to the back window. I was like, that's very strange. And he's just like, yeah, my kid's in the front, I don't want to wake him. I'm like, that's very strange. And he's just like, do you want to hear my rap song that I have on Snapchat? I'm like, sure. So he like gets a big speaker out that's very long. It's like a pipe-sized speaker.
Nice.
He jumps out of his window into his backyard, and he turns it on. It's very loud. He puts it. There's already a car alarm going off far away, so I guess it's fine. He doesn't care. But he turns it on, and it's pretty fire. And he's got a pink ski mask on in his video, and it's pretty intense.
Nice.
It was kind of cool night. I'm glad I brought that man his IHOP. for him and his son.
Oh, and that was the request, the Uber request?
The Uber request, the DoorDash request. I'm a DoorDasher. You got to respect the brand, my guy.
Hey, there's an all out. There's a service war going on.
Somebody could rip me away from DoorDash. Who knows?
What else is there? There's DoorDash. There's Uber Eats.
Grubhub.
Yes. Didn't they kind of start it?
Postmates.
Which one was
Grubhub
first?
did not start it.
Was
Grubhub bought somebody
that had started first.
That started first. That was competing with DoorDash.
Grubhub actually.
DoorDash might have been the first one.
I think DoorDash.
Postmates might have been the first one.
Postmates was around too.
Hold up, I'm fucking gonna tell you. Jesus, I was there, man.
Oh yeah, you were in Silicon Valley, right?
Grubhub was one of the first ones, and they bought somebody else.
You ate sushi next to the guy that made it. I remember
the fucking ads for Grubhub on the fucking buses,
going by.
Have they would be inside, like at the top of the bus. They have this little like spot, like think of like where they put the prices in at the grocery store. There's a little slot.
Yeah.
Okay, but like larger. And it was a little window where they put posters and shit for advertisements.
Yeah.
And so Grubhub was one of those. And they had videos all the time too in the area.
That makes sense.
But so what they did is they connected you with restaurants that delivered, so that you can order delivery online through the restaurant. You'd view their menu, you could place the order, then their restaurant would send their delivery boy. Because when you live in the city, like most places deliver, but it's like, how do I get connected to them? Because before Grubhub, you would have to like call, look for a place. You weren't too sure. You'd
collect
figure
menus
out what the menu.
Put them on collect the menus.
You would know, right? Grubhub, we go online. We could view the menu. We know who's delivering to us. We're in their radius.
One click away.
It's one click. It was really cool. And I used it all the time. I ordered fucking shit ton of sushi on Grubhub back in the day when I was living in San Francisco, going to college there.
So are they still number one, or did they?
No, DoorDash is the first profitable delivery.
Yes,
DoorDash was,
and I want to say it was either DoorDash or Postmates. It might have been Postmates first.
No. All of them got a lot of funding, and one of them, I think it was Postmates, that became the largest, like the most used, but the first one to become profitable, that like turned a profit after whatever, was DoorDash.
Right, but I think it was Postmates,
and that was only like 2 years ago.
It was Postmates that became popular, and it was because the model, which I think DoorDash came afterwards, but the model for Postmates was that like it's now a courier service. Yeah. That was the idea. So instead of let's connect you to places that deliver, it was let's give everybody the option to deliver.
And I remember people started being like, it's like Uber, but for your food. And then Uber was like so mad.
Because like, why didn't we just do this?
We already got people out there.
now they have Uber
We're
Eats.
Literally idiots.
And instead of hiring their own people, they crowdsourced it, like it was like ride share, but it's like delivery share. So it's like your neighbor wants to make an extra buck and go pick up your food for you.
You did it for what?
I've been, right after COVID started, or right before COVID started, I'd coincidentally signed up, and luckily now that people can't sign up, I'm like locked in, which is great because they just switched to hourly, which has essentially given me a huge pay raise. I basically make like $30 an hour.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super great, and I'll make more when I move to New York. Only 50 cents more per hour.
I always wondered about that
because I was like, they basically
I know people are doing it.
They're now doing minimum wage. Yeah. Which is $14.50 here, and then $15 in New York, and then like different everywhere, which is great.
But you feel like it probably should be more.
I'm also making tips. The thing is, before they switched to the hourly thing, which is only just this month, it just barely started. I was only doing it, and it's earned by offer, and that was the only option, which is still an option. Earned by offer is DoorDash pays you $2.50 no matter how far. I think they pay you a little bit more if it's like super far, but DoorDash only pays you $2.50, and everything else you make is tips. And you can choose to, you'll see what you're getting paid before that, but you can deny it or accept it based on that. So I can calculate how much the person tipped based on what I'm seeing, and I'll only take like basic. For me, it's like if I have to drive 3 miles, it better be $6 minimum, and then after that it's like basically I'll accept it from there until it gets to 10 miles, and then it better be $10 at least. But now I'll just take absolutely anything, and I hope it takes a long time because I'm getting paid that hourly. So if they tip, then it's even better. But what essentially happens is if they do not tip, which is what it usually gives me because I'm earning by time, it's just like, these are basically offers that haven't tipped yet or are tipping really low that nobody wants.
Yeah.
It balances out to, if they didn't tip at all, I'm making about as much as I did if they tipped $3.
Okay.
And that's great. So if they did tip $3, then I'm making more.
Yeah.
Which is great.
So it's not bad.
And it definitely balances out, because what if I accepted something at $7 and that's great, and it's only like a 5-mile drive, and that's great, but then I'm at the restaurant and they're having me wait like 20, 30 minutes. I'm losing so much money because now I have to also drive. Now I'm basically made $7 for 40 minutes. That sucks.
Yeah.
Right. So it really, really helps now that I'm like, I don't care what I'll take. And it's raised my, like, I was already a top dasher. Only top dashers can take hourly. So I was already a top dasher before that, but it's locked me in even harder because my acceptance rate is really high because I'm just taking everything.
Yeah.
And that's great. My pizza's probably,
I think that's your pizza. Go ahead and get your pizza.
I'm gonna go. I won't eat on screen. This isn't that kind
dash.
of podcast.
I mean, that's fine.
Go dash to that pizza.
Yeah.
For real. I'm not just an employee. I'm also a customer.
I guess so, huh? Keep
With
it the camera.
Oh, ooh, wonderful.
What is supposed to be the camera?
Come on.
Dogs.
It's kind of in this way now, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's all twisted.
Mine or yours?
Mine.
Oh, I'll turn it.
No, I don't even think
Lando, come on.
it can go.
Shh. Lando, come
What
on.
happened?
Come on.
Go, Lando. Go.
I grabbed
Go.
him by him
Go.
Snape, and he didn't
Go.
like it. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." But you gotta leave.
Good.
Why can't we just leave that pipe behind you?
Oh, okay, that's smarter.
Yeah.
I'll just reach.
Yeah.
I didn't even need to like unsheath anything, which is my faith.
Yeah. And you don't have to hit the camera.
I didn't mean to.
So are you still, when you do the New York thing, are you still going to drive?
Yes.
Or you do like a bike thing or something? Because I feel like you could have more options, like a scooter maybe.
I guess it depends, because like, are you going in
DoorDash
and out
has
of,
an
like, the
option that
city,
you need
or
to sign up for.
Where are you in New York? You know,
You have to sign up separately. Like I don't know if I need to make a new account, but I have to apply to be a scooter driver. And it turns out, like, if you sign up to be a scooter driver, but you go on a car, then they'll fire you. I found that out because somebody told me that they were doing that. And they're like, I just don't know why. It's like, because that option is specifically there for people that want to be economic and good for the environment. Like, if you are ordering and you can select if you want a scooter driver, I believe in the areas that it's available, you can select it, and it's specifically like advertised to you as, this is better for the environment. Are you okay with it taking a little longer and being on a scooter? And it's like, that's cool.
Yeah, if that's the option you're picking, because you're assuming that they're going to be slower because they're not in a car. So, and but in the city, I guess in the city it's kind of gnarly because
Gotta get it while it's hot, you know.
there's a lot of cars.
this is the first for the show. Is like,
No, this is
pizza
awesome.
was like delivered to the door. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it's just, I didn't even know that was an option, man. My wife doesn't deliver food to me here. That's not something I get.
You're not sponsored by DoorDash.
You don't know the possibilities, man.
Is it like,
Well, King Gwyn comes in here, and all of a sudden, there's just food. It's just here.
He just pushes buttons and then it appears.
It's like, I'm gonna wait here for you to open the door for me
It
to get
cost
your
me
food.
$25.
Like, she could have easily told them, like, come out and grab it.
Yeah.
You know? No.
That's true. That's what I expected.
You better tip my wife.
Well, you got to sign up on my new app.
I tipped them $4 to drive the mile to get here.
Yeah.
So I guess your wife walked like, what is it, like 40 feet? Right? How much do you think that tip is?
Yeah, but you interrupted her show.
There's also a convenience fee.
There's a convenience.
Let me tell you, that driver, I definitely interrupted whatever show he was watching before he started driving.
Making money.
I do that.
Yeah, he's making money.
That's his job.
But what I was gonna say is, I heard that New York has tolls now. Like if you drive into the city, you got to pay.
Oh yeah,
a daily.
I feel
toll.
like it's a thing, right? That's always
they just passed. No, they just passed it.
No, it's always been like that in San Francisco.
Yeah,
you could drive out of the city for free, but to drive in from the
only from Oakland.
Bay Bridge. No, there's no toll on the Golden Gate, but there's nowhere to go on the Golden Gate.
The toll to Oakland, there's no toll to Oakland, true, but there's a toll from Oakland. So if you're going north, then there's no toll. But if you're coming back, there is. And I think that that's racist.
Well, it's just catching the people that are coming and going. Whoever's coming and going.
Most of Oakland comes in. Like that freeway is so large because of the amount of people that need to come in for work.
So they charge you coming in.
Yes, they're commuters.
Yeah, so
they're not contributing to the city outside of
being a tourist.
They don't live in the city. They don't live in the city, so you got to pay to come in. That makes sense.
Pay to come in and use our roads and take advantage of our.
Because they said that's what they were saying about New York, that it's getting so bad, like the traffic and everything. There's just so many cars, so they're trying to cut back on. But there's a lot of delivery trucks that go into the city, so they're the ones that are really going to be like feeling it because they charge them more.
We're surprised it's gotten as big as it is now. Because the whole place is on an island. It's just gridlocked in itself. It's
building up.
There's like, that's why it started having to build up. They needed to.
It's really kind of crazy what they've done because there's so many.
When Manhattan sinks.
There's so many.
There you go. And there goes your light.
They just build a new city on top of it, like in Futurama.
I guess so.
There's only more up to go. I mean, that's it. There's a light on your lap.
I don't think they care at the moment. Their only thought is pizza.
There's only pizza.
There's only pizza.
Listen, it's hard. It's hard enough.
So you would live in the city then?
That pizza.
You would probably live in the city. Just try to stay like right in the mix.
Okay.
I guess you would want
vegan.
to.
Is there any?
You can have a slice.
Is there any napkins?
No. There was nothing. I have to use what I call God's napkin, which is my tongue. That's not a pickup line, but it can be for viewers out there. That's free. You're welcome. Hit her with God's napkin.
All right, so we want to do the shot.
I guess so.
Let's do the shot. You guys got some food in your bellies. Let's do this. It'll help.
Mm-hmm. It was sweet.
Absolutely. Yeah, I put balsamic fig or whatever.
Oh,
cheers!
It's really good. Whiskey and Coke.
It really just creeps all the way up into my ears.
Really?
It goes everywhere. It's like spreads.
You feel it in your ear?
I feel it, yeah.
I guess a little bit.
When it burns my throat, like it just, the nerves, I guess. I don't know. I think maybe it's because I don't have tonsils.
Okay.
You think it's a tonsil thing?
Interesting.
I don't know. Because I just feel it go down and then just kind of
like you don't ever get like burned in your back of your throat from drinking like Pepsi or something?
Not much. No.
There is something that I get that's very special. And it's his fault. It's his fault. I'll talk about it. So
I remember
sometimes I'll get a creep that's only in my right ear and it burns into my neck. And it's because this guy and our other older brother were playing doctor with Q-tips when I was 3. And they did it on each other. And I'm 3 and I want to play too. I don't know if I offered to play or not. No. You know, it could have been a hostage situation.
Do you want me to tell the story?
Yeah, you probably remember it better, but I do. I'll jump in. Yeah. I'll jump in where it matters.
So at the time, our family was going through transition. We were living inside of this like
shady apartment.
It was a storefront.
Oh yeah, and then we were living outside, and there was like no door.
Yeah.
Like one of the first nights I remember, this is separate from the story. I remember that one of the first nights, because we were sleeping in 2 queen size beds next to each other, the whole family of 6.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go to the bathroom after everyone was asleep. And I looked and I just saw that there's an open door frame. And I've seen at least some scary movie, maybe. I'm like 4. And like, I'm just looking at this open door in the middle of the night. Yeah. It's like at least 12 a.m. And I'm like, nope, fuck that. Lay right back down. Just pee the bed. It's faster, you know, more efficient, less chance of being snatched into the nighttime. It was right next to that open door, by the way.
because it was a storefront. It didn't have its own bathroom in it, but there was a shared bathroom in the building. So you had to exit the back of the store to go find down the hallway and get to the bathroom. So
my dad pulled it together, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Like we lived much better after that, don't worry.
Well, it was a transitional period.
Yeah.
That's really what it was.
Yeah.
We just needed a place to stay in between houses.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so we were living there for a bit. And like we had like curtains to close the front and everything, you know, there was a gate and we locked and whatnot. People like would walk in, they thought it was a store. It's our house, you know.
Sometimes, you know, during the day.
There's a TV
but
with
we
a
go down the
fridge.
street to this bakery and
the
get
beds,
conchas.
just like he said. And
that was my favorite memory with my older brothers. Don't worry, this one's my least favorite memory with them. That's coming up. But one of my other favorite memories with them is we'd go down the street to a bakery and get conchas.
There was a Pendolceria just like right on the corner of the block that we were on. Because my grandma, she owned the apartment complexes that owned this storefront and a couple other storefronts. So she owned the building.
Why didn't she just give you guys an apartment?
That's what I always thought. I guess there just wasn't one.
Maybe, yeah.
No, there really wasn't.
Yeah.
And my dad said he didn't want to live there, like apparently. Because we had come from living in the nicer house that great grandpa had, like,
and then he wanted to sell it. Just one day he was like, I'm selling it tomorrow.
And dad got mad because he was like, but I fixed it up. My family lives here in East Bay.
My dad did so many like renovations and repairs to that house.
I haven't heard mom's side of it, but she defended something and I wasn't really listening.
But the thing is like, they let us.
I drowned in that pool, so it didn't matter to me.
My grandfather, they were living in New Mexico, you know, so they had the right to sell the house. Mm-hmm. And we were paying them like little to no rent because, you know, it was family and stuff. But we were paying something.
Yeah.
And it was a nice house, but they wanted to sell the house and they just had an offer and they just wanted to be done with their life out in California at that point. So they just sold and we were just like, well, we got to go somewhere. Like, I remember my dad was really upset about like his pool table. He had a pool table and he had nowhere to, so he had to sell the pool table and get rid of it. You know, so there's a lot of stuff we just had to like downsize immediately. We were
Tell
looking
the story
for a
about how you broke my eardrum.
Yeah. Anyway, though, so we started living in the storefront.
Yeah.
Just transitionally, and then we moved to Fontana. After that point, we found our house that we'd lived in that house for a good couple of years before we would move to Chino Hills.
Okay.
But yeah, so both my parents were away working or something. My uncle lived in one of the apartments above us, and we're in the storefront. So we're by ourselves at this point. We're pretty young. If he was 3, I was like probably 5. My older brother, 7. Right. And so my older brother was playing doctor. We were playing doctor, you know. And so he was cleaning our ears. But he said after he'd done mine, he was like, okay, I'm done. And he didn't want to play anymore. And I was like, okay, well, I still wanted to play and he still wanted to play. So we were going to play. And I will be the doctor this time, you know, no big deal. And so I stuck the Q-tip in the ear.
Victor
but I didn't know
a certified
how you're supposed
surgeon.
to use a Q-tip.
Yeah.
Steven's like a nurse that's got a lot of moxie. It's just like, we can fit you into the schedule. Don't even worry about it. Just lies to the patient who's just like, yeah, I really need this surgeon.
Yeah. So I didn't know how Q-tip was. I didn't know you're not supposed to like shove it in there. So I did. Yeah. I shoved the Q-tip down his ear canal.
To some damage.
And I tore his eardrum.
Eee.
Yeah.
So my next memory,
or scratched it. I just scratched it, I guess.
My next memory is I'm screaming and my eardrum is bleeding, right?
Yeah, he's bleeding.
And in between like pain and wincing, like the very next flash is I'm in a truck with our uncle Angel, he's not biologically related to us. He's like from another country. So he has a really thick accent, which I'm going to mimic in a sec. We loved the Power Rangers, and my favorite was the Black Ranger already. I was 3. I loved him. Angel knew this. My mom calls him and has him take me to the hospital.
My parents couldn't come get us.
Yeah, right. And my mom was there in the truck with me. I remember. And she was holding my ear. She was holding Goss against my ear, and then
the parents. It must have been at night, so maybe they weren't like gone at work, but maybe they were.
Mom wasn't there when you popped my eardrum. But
they were probably close by
to take me to the hospital with Angel. And what I remember next will always stick with me is Angel leans in with Mom as I'm crying, and he's just like, "You're gonna be okay. It's all right, my little Masteron. He's like, you're so strong. You're gonna be okay, my little Masteron." And it's the best. Like even with my damaged ear, I'll never forget the reassuring sound of him calling me the Mastodon, which is the Black Ranger's Zord. It's the elephant, right, from Power Ranger, and it was super cool. So then the hospital, it was just a scratch. He didn't like forever damage me, but he did give me scar tissue in my ear. Sorry, which when I do certain things, it like makes a clicky in my right ear, and it's pretty neato. It's not so bad.
It's almost like it's a Wonderful Life.
Yes, certain alcohols will like certain alcohols will make it tingle, and like it definitely like ices up in the cold. And I think it did contribute a little bit to like just me having a tighter shoulder on the right side.
Really? You think your shoulder too?
Well, like inner ear. So here's the big thing that it contributed. I don't know anything about it being connected to my shoulder. Yes, I know. But I know. His shoulder. But like now it's all connected because he's right. But here's the thing that is fucked up because of that. Because it happened so young, and because there is scar tissue in my ear. And I remember this part. This is completely separate. But Dad took me to get gymnastics to be in gymnastics because he thought maybe I could do it.
We love Mod Pizza too.
I guess so.
So we're giving them an advertisement. We got Mod in the house.
Here we are.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Our dad was a gymnast. Most of his life, he was a coach for a gymnastics team when we were young.
Yeah, we found out about that on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Before that, he was apparently going to, he was being scouted for the Olympics because he had been a part of a national team.
He was Olympic hopeful.
Yeah. He had messed up his wrist, but he had also gotten in a motorcycle accident, which messed him up a little more. And that was due to our uncle passing away at the time, and he had, gotten really sad about it. Mm-hmm. Separate from all of that, he didn't really want us to be a part of being the gymnastic life, because he didn't he had good memories, but he also had bad memories of it. He's like, maybe just keep him out of it regardless. When he did look into, because I wanted to do it, when he did look into it, I was 11, and he'd been a coach for so many years, so he already knew what talent looked like. He kind of offhandedly told me later that it wasn't a good idea to keep me in it because, and here's why, I could do a few things, but it was clear that my balance was fucked up.
Oh, from the year.
Thanks, brother.
His equilibrium is off.
Yeah, so I eventually skilled that out. I buffed that,
Yeah, because I think
throw a few experience points into it. Because you realize it once you become an adult, though.
Yeah,
I never really put 2 and 2 together. Of course, back then I was 11 when he took me, so I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. Oh right, my childhood lore, my great backstory.
But I feel like 11. If you would have stuck with it, I think.
I really wish I had, but it was okay.
I think Dad your body would have adjusted.
Dad basically said it wasn't really worth it. I mean, you can't skip. So what do you think? What do you think you're going to do? It's I couldn't skip. I physically was unable to skip. And it was funny to watch me do it because you could see my body freaking out, especially on the right side. Yeah. Just dipping a little too hard.
Wait, when did this accident happen? You had an accident?
Oh yeah, he was on a bike.
How old were you when you got
When I was 19. So every major.
Okay, so that was a little bit later.
Every major piece of scar tissue exists on my right side because pattern, whatever. But I was riding. I remember I was with my ex-girlfriend who I'd been with since I was 17. I was 19, so it was towards the end of our relationship. Danger Days by My Chemical Romance had just come out, and I was riding my bicycle to Target to do one of my very first overnight jobs.
Yeah.
I was riding down the hill from her apartment complex. I was really jazzed because that new song was just such a bop. Bulletproof Heart by My Chemical Romance. Nobody likes that album. It's okay. I like it a lot. It's their last album. It's really upbeat and campy, and it's not what anybody. It's not really emo.
I liked it
a lot. I liked it.
Everybody
right?
likes.
It was my favorite album.
It's one of my favorites.
Now looking back, I'm just like, yeah, but Bullets, the very first one, is it. I think that Three Cheers really is my favorite. Like when I really just put all of my, if I just put all of my favorite songs onto a list, then that one has the most favorite songs on it that I like blah, blah, blah. But as far as whatever goes, anyway, it used to be Danger Days. I really liked that album. And so I was listening to Bulletproof Heart while riding down a hill, and it's my fault. I ran a red light on my bicycle. The person's going through their green light, logically.
Did you remember seeing the red light?
And I thought, I'm either going to pass this car or I'm going to hit my brakes because I'm going too fast because I'm an idiot.
So
I'm going to fall off of the bike. No, there was a moment, there was like literally 2 seconds of thought process where I realized, oh no, I'm about to go through this red light too fast. You do
have some time.
And I have to hit the brakes, but I realized it just literally. So the decision I made.
So what happened
was a decision where I was just like, either go through it full speed and hope you make it, or hit the brakes, and you definitely won't. No, that my brain had already done the math, and I would not have made it, and I would have been in more damage had I tried to stop and not been able to.
I would have probably
because I wouldn't have been able to fully, even if I had swerved, I wouldn't have been able to fully stop enough to not keep going with any momentum and hit the car either under its tire or on its side.
Yeah, you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit. Something's going to happen.
Either completely miss the car or hit it dead on, which is what I did. I got completely T-boned, and it mostly hit the bike, and I rolled into it, and it hit my shoulder mostly. I had no broken bones. I had a limp for like 2 weeks.
Back up real quick.
Yeah.
Did you hit a car, or did a car hit you?
The car hit him. Mm-hmm. The car T-boned him.
So you thought you were gonna beat the car. You saw the car coming, and you're like,
I have no hope. Their only hope was to either hit the car or avoid the car.
Mm-hmm.
Like those would be two options.
I feel like
slowing down would have caused me to hit the car even more in a more dangerous way. Is what I'm saying.
I don't know, man.
I was going down such a hill
on my bike,
and it only had back brakes. It didn't even have front brakes.
Like,
it didn't even have.
Were they disc brakes or were they pressure brakes?
They were disc brakes, so you have to push back pedal in order to stop the bike. There was no way. It was a beach cruiser.
I feel like you could skid.
It was a beach cruiser going faster than intended down the biggest hill in Chino Hills.
I feel like there's a skid in there.
The skid. I'm telling you, the skid that I had calculated already would have pushed me through and caused me to fall off the bike.
But if I
I didn't get any road rash, but I just double bounced. The 17-year-old girl, I was 19. The 17-year-old girl
body, bro. It's not worth
that hit me was crying, and right away a man got out of his car and it's just like, I'm a paramedic, don't move your neck. And I'm just like, okay, I feel fine though. But the very first thing that happened after I got hit was I attempted to stand up, noticed my right leg would not fully extend. My left leg was completely fine. My right leg was just like stuck in a position with my knee a little bent.
I talk too much.
Hold on.
Yeah,
you got to slow down because you're throwing like
he just keeps going and going.
Yeah, and then you got to try to level with us. So when you're talking, if you start talking, but then someone else talks, you got to let them. You got to. It's a ping pong. We got to hit to each other.
He's like a DQ Lips meets
dude, you just go through brick walls. Steve was talking and you just you did the exact move on your bike. He did the exact move. He's like, I see the red light, but I'm just going.
You like pizza?
No, I'm good right now.
Hold on. So a good thing to do though when you're telling a deep story like that is give us a chance to commentate on a couple of things, and then you can move on. So
yeah, there's so much in there we could have talked about. So
let's go back. I want to go back to moment of impact because I feel like getting launched is definitely dangerous too, though.
Yeah, like
that's the only reason why I was saying
the car like hit the bike, but like what kind of car was it? Like how high is this going on this beach cruiser?
So it was an actual car, not like a crossover, an SUV. Yeah, like a sedan.
Okay.
4-door sedan.
Like a compact sedan or like full size sedan?
I would say what they now call a compact. Yeah.
Okay, so like a Toyota something.
Just like a regular little like Corolla type
Camry.
You know. What year was this?
The year was like 2012 or 2011.
And how old was this car? It wasn't like made of metal. It's still like fiberglass.
It's all fiberglass by then, 2012. So that helps a little absorb.
If it was a 2012.
But did you?
Yeah, it was like a newer car.
So at moment of impact, did
or one
you,
made in 2000s?
Did you hit the hood? Did you hit the windshield, or did you just launch?
The car hit the hood, or the car hit the grill. I'm sorry, the bike hit the grill.
I was like, how did the car?
So the grill hits the bike.
The grill hits the bike.
You feel
my
it too.
My leg rolls into the hood.
Like when you say you rolled into the hood, so
my left
you're
leg,
getting hit on your right side?
No, I'm getting hit on my left side.
You're getting hit on your left side.
Okay. My left leg kind of just like basically slides over the hood.
Okay.
And my right shoulder gets slammed into the windshield forward.
So assuming that they had a green, they just started going. These people can't be
so they've already completely stopped.
15 miles per hour?
No, they were going about 40.
40. Okay,
they've completely stopped.
They had been green for a while.
Well, yeah. Okay, so think of them real quick. And this kid is just
zooming, and you don't even know he's going to be like, is he going to stop? What's happening?
Oh, you don't. She might not even see him.
He probably didn't see me.
Because remember,
I can't wait to tell the end of the story.
A lot of times when you're driving, you're queuing on other cars. Mm-hmm. So like when a person jumps on the sidewalk or something, or you're like, whoa, like you see them for a split second because your vision is kind of just looking for other cars.
Right.
So he's coming in and she doesn't even see him until he's probably in front of the hood. You're like, hey, was there a passenger too?
No.
Like, okay. Because then they would have been like, like
a lone 17-year-old
So
girl.
then you start to roll towards, slide the hood.
No, you hit
slide
the windshield.
up the hood and then I roll like here's my body. And here's my left side, and here's my right side. Here's my right shoulder, and here's my left leg. My left leg's kind of like sliding up it, and then I twirl.
Do you
and
want
my shoulder
like
hits the windshield, which
an
is
articulating like figurine to show us this? Like, because I have them.
I think you did it. I think you got it.
I'm missing.
I participated.
Here, I mean, there's here. Just use whole.
Okay.
Here
you go. Use this guy. Gundam man here.
I'd rather be the Gundam, yeah.
Yeah, and show us.
Finish this pizza.
From bicycle riding position. I think would be kind of like that, right?
So here's the car.
Okay. Well, take the Gundam.
Okay.
Oh, your hand.
No, pinky's good.
Okay.
Okay, so car coming in.
Oh, shit.
Here's my legs, boom, and I swirl around, and my shoulder goes boom into the windshield. Do you see?
Oh, look.
So I roll completely.
Okay.
Whoa, boom, and then I fly. And here's the big part.
So you get pushed back. You get projected off of the windshield.
I twirl into the windshield completely around, and my right shoulder smashes their windshield. And then I fly from that impact forward completely. Now, the damage from the shoulder damage, I didn't know about until years later. But
hold on. I need to say, though, like the fact that you rolled into it first. I'm not like a physicist or anything, but I feel like doing that probably saved your life because some of that impact would have pushed in that
I knew
role.
I was going to get
coming
hit.
from like stage combat. One of the things they show you when like the easiest thing is to do like a somersault.
I was in wrestling before too.
You roll into like your shoulder and your neck, right? Because you're distributing the force of a fall.
Yeah.
When you do it that way. So him rolling into this car distribute that force probably through his shoulder and through the side of his body before there wasn't enough force to distribute where it just pushed back at him and he flew across the street. Had you just been hit and flown.
Well, that part you're forgetting.
And then I flew. Part. So I did fly.
The flying part.
And this is where most of the damage came from.
Yeah,
me flying.
there's no more stage rolling.
No, that's what I get. Yes, but had he not had the rolling part, like had he just been
on my right leg,
straight on like that,
it could have been worse. Yeah,
it could have been so much
my left
worse.
leg. Basically, I took almost no damage from the direct impact of the car. Except for when my shoulder smashed. And I may have hit my shoulder even more when I fell on the ground.
You're rolling.
Because I didn't really roll on the ground. I bounced twice. I hit the ground, I plopped forward, and then I stopped where I landed, which was about the crosswalk across the street.
That's
from
how
the
it
one.
felt when I had my
So there's the two crosswalks, the one that they enter and then the one that they exit through.
You went all the way to the other side.
And I went all the way to the other side, right?
Oh my God.
So immediately,
you could have got double hit. Man.
Immediately, I'm standing on one leg. Sorry, I lost a hand. It's not lost. I'll find it.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
So I'm standing on just one leg because I'm trying to stand up, and I realize that
you gotta hold it up.
And I realize that I can't stand up. Right. With this leg, I can stand up with just this one. So I take my sweater off.
Oh yeah,
you just dismantling the poor Gundam.
He's okay. He doesn't need that.
There's another.
He doesn't need this. Okay. So I take my sweater off and I just put it on the ground. And I just lay down.
Yeah, lay down. What are you doing?
And then I just laid down. Well, I wanted to get to work. I was gonna be late.
No, dude, you just.
All right. I should stipulate. I was gonna be late.
I think, did you not get fired for that?
Yeah, no, they let me go.
So it didn't matter.
They basically fired me. Not for being late, but they said you can't come in anymore, and this was just a seasonal job. So we're sorry that
you should have covered something.
No, of course they wouldn't.
Why would they? You were working?
What fantastical imaginary country do you think we live in that they would feel bad for a worker that worked there that got hurt on their way to the job that they were doing?
Weren't you saying that story
instead of just firing them?
There was that lady who got fired.
That sounds like an average. That happens to everybody in America.
The lady who donated the kidney to the boss, like the boss needed a kidney, he was on dialysis, and he sends a memo out, and then this lady steps up. She's a match. She donates her kidney to her boss. She needs 4 months recovery or some shit.
Yeah, they fired her for it.
They fired her. Yeah. He fired her. The boss that saved.
Yeah, you think they care?
Who was saved. Fired her for
Target.
Too much time.
The very first thing that happens when you get hired at Target is they show you an anti-union video where they tell you that if you join a union, everyone's going to be mean to you and you won't have any friends.
Do they really?
Yes.
Are they
Walmart shows you a similar one. Of course they're allowed to do this. This is America.
I just didn't know.
Land of the free, man.
Land of the free.
It's their
unless you want to unionize.
First priority. They won't teach you soft lines. They won't teach you security. They won't teach you loss prevention. They will teach you how to avoid getting talked into a union. That is training for the first week.
But don't people know
the second week is your actual job? Right? Why would you? No, your first week is talking about unions and how you should not join one.
No, I get that, but
I think you should join a union. Yes.
Does that really just change people's mind about unions?
No, it made me feel even stronger about it.
Yeah,
and then
to me, I feel even stronger.
And then I realized that they see that and they're just like, we had a whole training thing about it, so we're just letting you go, not telling you why.
Because they can't fire you for.
No, of course they can't.
Well, then what?
What do you think? They let me go for not being able to come in because I hurt my leg. Do you think they need an excuse to let somebody go who's joining a union? They've closed down. Walmart closed down an entire super center because in like 400 jobs because a couple of them unionized. Like 15 people started a union and they closed down the entire center. Walmart does it all the time. That's just the one you've heard about. Like Walmart and Target want very desperately for the most common worker not to unionize because it would heavily reduce them. And we don't need to talk too much about that because we can have like 15 hour
yeah, let's
podcasts
go back
about it.
to the
I got
bike.
hit by a car.
I want to talk about the bike. We can go on and on about unions.
Anti-capitalism is a really easy thing to talk about
Union
in
this,
America.
union
I'm sorry,
that.
it looks good. It's fine.
I fixed it. Blah blah blah. I'm just kidding. No.
Join unions.
I like
everybody.
the bike destruction.
Join unions and don't wear condoms.
But yeah, man, I don't know.
One of these is a lie.
I think the viewers will choose if you had to choose between Skid Row,
wearing a condom and joining a union.
No. If you had to choose between skidding and falling down before you get to the intersection, or
I would have gotten ran over. Was the biggest fear
possible.
It's
possible, but
scenario.
you could get ran over getting hit by a car too, because you flew all the way to the other side of the road, man. You're lucky another car didn't hit you.
I feel like skidding would be so much. I don't know. I'd rather break a bone.
You guys are crazy, man.
As you determined from my story, I was confident within seconds that I could stand up.
In place, you just
and I would be able to stand up and walk away. I was confident in that.
I wouldn't have
before even
Imagine
getting hit
just
by
like
a car, I'm
gash.
sure I was confident I'd just be able to get up and walk away.
If road rage is so it could be so
road
bad.
rage is
Not road rage. I'm sorry,
funny,
road
man.
rash is so bad that you can
Road rage is bad.
You're just shaving it. It's not like you're gonna grow it back.
Yeah, you will.
No, you're not gonna grow chunks.
You'll grow
flesh
a nipple back if a shark bites it off. I found that out because a person got
sharks go after
bitten
nipples?
off by a nipple. Wait, no, their nipple got shot off by a shark. Their shark didn't get bitten off by a nipple. That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
Could you imagine if you had a shark and a nipple
pinpoint
bit it?
accuracy?
Did you just say
I did.
nipple
Bit their shark?
biting a shark?
Beating a shark? I bet my nipples could kick a shark's ass.
Nipples can be.
I'll challenge. My nipples can challenge that shark to Tekken. They'll beat them. I'm not that good at Tekken.
What if sharks are really good at it?
I don't believe it because their hands are. Well, I mean, they got those control. Yeah,
They can tune into their brain, man. What if it's just like a brain control?
So you think it's like one of those dolphin hats, but for sharks?
Or they're going to be able to wirelessly connect soon. I mean, they're not going to need any.
Like you just install a Bluetooth chip into the brain of a shark so it could play.
I don't think you need to install it.
No, I think you can direct.
I think you just put a hat on
to the.
You think they already have like a receiver in there? We just have to figure out how to transmit.
Because they made a monkey
They're gonna figure out to
control a
connect, how to
robotic
connect
hand.
to your brain, dude. They're gonna figure out.
Yeah, but I feel
they
like
could just
the
make a
only way
monkey-
to connect to your brain, you have to like physically connect to it, right?
Do the inputs though.
The AIs are already able to have someone think about a sentence. Like I went to the grocery store and I bought a banana or something. When you're thinking about, when you're just reading that to yourself, it's already picking out the signals from your brain of what you're talking about. They said banana. They said grocery store. Like they're already being able to.
So just you thinking it.
Yes. And it just reading the brain waves that you're giving off.
There's a guy on YouTube who makes.
But there's got it. How does it interface to read those waves?
So there's a.
I don't know.
There's a guy.
I feel like your brain's got to be hooked up to something. Like you either got to wear a specific hat or something like that.
You didn't know.
They don't just like.
That's analog, dude.
That's
analog.
I think you do have to wear a hat though.
I think you definitely do.
No,
got
don't.
to.
No,
so
that's analog, dude. This is
all
already
it's doing
digital, man.
is looking at a picture of your brain when it has the electrical signals that you've already predetermined and pre-mapped for Hadoken, for when you think about doing a Hadoken. And then the hat sends that picture of my brain that thinks about doing a Hadoken and the flash that it looks like, the unique flash that it looks like. And it says, that's the Hadoken thought. And it puts on a controller do quarter circle, quarter circle, square, or whatever the controller is, and it just like map quarter circle square to when this picture comes up. And that's how there's a man on the internet that turned rat brain cells into a microchip, and he's teaching it to play Doom.
Yeah, dude. The brainwave cap was done. The brainwave cap was done in the 60s, dude. Come on, imagine what they have now.
Well, I'm not saying
you mean just like a more wireless one.
They've had brain caps forever.
Wireless stuff is the same.
I think it still needs to be pretty close to your head, and it can just still has to be.
You always have to remember.
There's got to be antenna somewhere.
You have to
you could make a beanie-sized one, but I still think
you have to remember whatever you're being shown. They already have advances to that.
I think it still needs to be close to your head.
Right, but what I'm saying is that your thoughts, I think it needs to be a beanie and not a microphone. What you're saying is that your thoughts are already transmitting somehow.
Yes. They already know their electrical signals that are going in your brain.
Yeah, but you have to be able to receive those electrical signals.
Yes. You need something to take the picture.
Yes.
Yeah, so they can have a thermal scan of what's going on.
I don't think a thermal scan's going to
You need a CAT scan.
I think you need the hat.
You guys are not thinking outside the box, man. You're still in the box.
I don't think
you're trying to use the technology that you're aware of and apply it.
I'm just saying
they have already advanced that.
Technology hasn't changed that much anyway.
I've seen the ones from just last year.
Everything is still just basically connected. It's just smaller and different.
All we've learned about electricity recently, and it has changed the game and made stuff smaller.
Go to the
is axial,
right? This
is turning stuff on its side a little bit because electricity doesn't actually travel through the metal; it travels through the magnetic wave.
This is exactly what like chakras and auras and everything that there's always been known.
You're correct.
Signals that your body's giving off and frequencies at all times.
You're correct. I don't think that you can. There's too much noise. So here's what I'm saying. The Hadoken brain picture that the receiver needs to pick up there's too much noise around my heartbeat, what my liver's doing, my general muscle fluctuation, that the scanner that has to pick up the brainwave that I'm emitting when I do a Hadoken, I think that receiver still needs to be a hat.
No.
And in order to ignore all the white noise of
that would be my thing, because like
my other bits going on.
Yeah,
that's too much latency. I don't want to play with that. I want to play with the hat.
There would be latency
because I need to do the Hadoken fast.
Are these
styles? Have you seen
these waves?
All right, you play with that one, and I'll play with the hat, and we'll see who's Geese Howard is better.
How long do you think they're going to use the hat? You think they're going to be using the hat?
I'm not saying it has to be a hat, but what I'm saying is
right now.
Hold on, let me make a statement. So what I'm saying is that
the hat's old, dude.
Even if this AI is able to read your thoughts, it has to read it with something.
It's not accurate. It's not 100% accurate.
No, of course not. Because if you're doing it from across the room, it's not going.
It's always emerging.
The farther you are away from a Wi-Fi antenna, the weaker your signal is going to get, which degrades the way that you're going to transmit data.
And I already showed you. They're already getting away from Wi-Fi.
Data is being transmitted.
Wi-Fi is old, dude.
That doesn't matter. Even the next step is still using
the light waves that they're going to use.
But it's still waves. It's just different types of waves.
No matter how advanced the game has gotten. Hold on.
So my point, though, is that yes, okay, let's say that we're emitting different things all the time.
Yeah.
You still need something to read it.
Yeah, they have machines. Didn't you see that squid? The squid that they were tracking that they could not track on 2 or 3 different kind of channels. They had a thermal channel. They had night vision. It couldn't see it. But they had another one that was looking for emitting not movement, but it was emitting. What did they call it? It was picking up a signal, and it could see the shape of that squid that they caught on the base. I forget what they called that view.
Okay,
so they have.
But is a view not better if zoomed in?
What do you mean?
If you could dial in, right? Like think about like a scope on a sniper rifle, right?
Yeah.
You get a better shot when you can dial in. Right? When we think about like microscopic things or we're looking at like smaller things, it's easier to when we can scope in on exactly what the end objective is. If the end objective is to read these signals, then it would make more sense for a device to be closer to the source of the signals in order to read it. Sure, you probably could do it from a meter away, right? Not saying you can't.
You're concerned about the distance.
But what I'm saying is if you want to be collecting the most efficiently, hardwired is the best way to do it.
Exactly. Like every if you went and got the
wireless
consensus,
HDMI is not going to be as good as HDMI.
Yeah, if you got the consensus.
How good was
I'm telling
Ethernet
you for a fact
for a long time until
we already have the Bluetooth controllers.
But every infrastructure that exists still uses Ethernet. Everywhere.
And we're using it for even more.
Wi-Fi has jumped so much that it's viable.
But you still can't use Wi-Fi without the direct connection.
Every single Pro,
and you have an admitting, but it's not Wi-Fi though. Why are we talking about Guilty Gear? Distance though? It doesn't matter about distance.
Or Street Fighter 6.
Distance is the thing, because just like they mentioned was latency.
No, but what I said
every
has nothing
one
to do
of
about
those
distance. I wasn't saying they were far away when they did the test.
I'm saying that
look in the eyes while beating you, no matter how good you are.
You need to shut up.
No, I want to say. I just want to say the one thing.
You have to talk when you can. You don't just talk over people until everyone stops and listens to you.
I just want to say
you ask for your moment to talk, and then we have a discussion. You can't just go on a rampage and rant like this is the King Gwyn show. Like no one else exists.
The reason why, though, is because it's tough for the listener.
How is someone listening to this going to be able to understand what's happening?
Especially
we're on a topic of a conversation. If you want to go to something else, that's fine. But you've got to introduce it. It's got to be fluid conversation.
Yeah, I understand. It's still the same topic, though.
Yeah,
just want you to know, like it's
that's fine, and
it's very important. Like to the point that he was making about like we have stuff pointing at pictures of squids in the ocean, determining patterns and like understand, being able to recognize really fast. But if you go to a professional any game player, especially Splatoon, which is the one I know about, they'll tell you, hey man, you know why you lost? Because you're on Wi-Fi, not Ethernet.
Yeah.
And my controller is plugged directly into my Switch and I'm not using the wireless one. And they're just like, you'd be a lot better if you did that. Period. End of story. Like, no matter what, the hat, man. No. The hat's gonna beat you.
We talked about it in the pod.
If we're gonna map the brain, the hat's gonna beat you.
A light signal that can be emitted from light sources. So you're eventually in the future you're gonna have a light source as how you get your connection to the internet.
Yes, we could send data through a laser.
And it's
that technology,
it's 100 times faster than what we have for Ethernet or for Wi-Fi right now. So it's going to be fast, and this is what happens with technology. It just keeps getting better and better.
But is it as fast as the copper wire?
My point is, it can be just as fast. There are laser technology, but the thing is you have to be pinpointed on it. If you're off by millimeters with that type of reception, then the latency and the efficiency of it all is pointless. So I'm not saying that it's not possible to have something, but you do have to have a receiver, and that receiver is going to collect better data and read your mind better if that's the end goal. If there was something more direct, I would say.
So we're talking about real reading mind technology. We want
everyday technology. It has to be more direct.
It doesn't have to be though. You're trying to.
Though.
It doesn't. So I mean, what you're just saying is two different levels of technology, but it doesn't matter what the speeds are now because it's going to be better as it grows. So
if you want to be able to read my mind as I'm moving around, you have to keep that connection.
Nobody was talking about moving around. That technology is not there.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the next. You say that this is something that could happen.
You said it couldn't be done without a cap, and it definitely can. But then you started talking about distance.
I'm not saying the cap is not specifically necessarily needs to be physically a cap.
Yeah.
But there still needs to be a cap.
Well, whatever
there needs to be something to connect you.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It really doesn't. So it can't. Dude, they're doing this already. They can watch your body movements and predict.
But what are they watching your body movements with?
Because they can.
But what are they watching it with?
They're just watching it with the camera.
It's a camera.
I think if we
how many frames per second is the camera?
I don't know.
It's not some shitty,
The highest camera. It's got to be the highest camera.
So cell phone camera.
Why do you think the
no, it's not going to be shitty. It's got to. It has to be the highest quality. Is what he's saying.
With an iPhone, you know.
I didn't say they were.
So
I never said that.
So that means there is a specialty camera that they're using to map this stuff.
Yeah, no,
they're using AI because it can think faster to do it.
Okay,
that makes sense.
So you agree that
quantum computers? I'm not saying it's not possible.
I think it's possible. I think that's
that what
point.
we just described is the cap.
No, so they don't have to use that though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
the end game of the AI, the end game of the AI that you can control your Tekken character from across the room without a cap is fully developed, and it's at the best possible thing it can be. It's got light sensors and whatever, and costs $200 more than the hat that's been tried and true ever since this new mind reading control your Tekken character with a mind reading technology has been introduced. And every pro player at Nationals is just like, no, I'm a case. That dumbass is using the flashpoint sensor. I think that no matter what,
I didn't even say
that
it was
guy,
the most
not dumbass. I'm saying that no matter what,
it was the most efficient.
That one is going to be less efficient. It will literally be the difference between a wired controller and a wireless pad. A wireless pad versus a wired pad.
Hold on.
I think the wired pad's
your conversation doesn't make any sense because it's not really what we're talking about.
Why not? No,
he's talking about the. Hold on.
Okay.
He's talking about the idea that the technology exists and they're able to do it.
Of course,
one day there's going to be a shark playing Tekken. I agree. I said, how are they working on that right now? You're pretty much telling me it's theoretical.
No, they already released the.
They physically showed the ability to do it.
They showed the brain.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to know how they got the image of that brain.
I don't know all that
because that's what they're using, right?
I can't read you.
I get that.
The study. I didn't.
I understand
do it,
you can't. And
so
that's
I can't give you all the pointers of the study.
But then that's where the discussion comes in.
But they said this is what they said.
How would they practically do this?
I can't give you all the details.
And when can I see this shark play Tekken against another shark?
You're getting way too deep into the weeds.
That's the question. That's what you brought to the table.
No. You're going deeper
the shark
into
with
it.
The hat
I'm just talking service level.
He's always going to be a shark with the same skill that has the camera. That's all what I'm saying.
Fucking iguana can play Tekken. I don't care. You say it can be done. I guess it is. But I want to see how it's done.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why do you
want to see?
Why not?
Why don't you want to see anything?
We're just talking about technology. I can't see any of this.
I would like to see that. I want to see it.
I haven't seen the Cybertruck in person.
Once we have the shark tournament,
which is why I don't care about it, because I want to see it.
With the sharks that wear the wired hat.
I want to look into how the Cybertruck is so much better than any other truck.
That's a you thing, though. That's not just
like it's one thing to say it exists. Yeah,
we're just talking about. Yes, I thought we were just talking about theoretical fucking sharks playing a stupid video game, and you went to, I need exact evidence of all the trials that ever been done to show that it's possible.
Steven's right.
Well, I'm just assuming.
We're just talking about something stupid.
Listen, when you get to Shark National,
you have some type of. Hold on.
If
you bring it to the table, I would assume you have some type of knowledge base on it. Like you read the article, like there or something. How did you hear from this? Who told you in an alley while they're sucking you off that the Tekken shark?
I know that fucking Tekken shark is not real.
No, wait. The Tekken sharks exist, but one of them is wearing a hat that is completely plugged in.
That's the point.
And the other one is on a camera that's mapping its brain with a camera.
Where did you hear it?
And I think that the one with the hat's going 5-0.
It was a tech.
I think he's going to win every time.
Company or something. I think.
Oh, he's going to embarrass the one.
But it doesn't matter in the fucking story of the stupid shark that's playing a theoretical game. It matters
to the shark that won the trophy.
It does, because what's the point of telling us?
What do you mean? We're talking about something stupid. There is no point to this conversation.
There's always a point to a conversation.
If you think that's stupid, then every fighting game tournament is stupid.
Like, I don't want to live in that world. The sky was yellow.
You guys went way too deep.
Did you know that I heard the sky was yellow yesterday?
What kind of fucking shark brain does that shark have?
Why was it yellow?
It's one that can throw a Hadouken, and we mapped what that looks like.
There was a startup,
and then we attached that to the double right XR or whatever I don't know the button mapping for Hadoken.
Show me the results.
But we mapped it.
Show me the results.
And one of them can either wear a hat and the other one can be on the AI camera. And I think that the hat is going to win every time against the AI.
I don't even know what
if they are fighting, if the two sharks are fighting
it's
on
not
Tekken.
About the sharks.
Yes, it is.
Tekken. You want to get like crazy to see these sharks in an anime fighting in Tekken style.
And one of them's using a regular hardwired controller,
but that's
and the
not.
Others using a wireless controller.
Calm down and
use a wireless and a hardwired controller. That's not the fucking point. Because the wireless one I just wanted to know.
They're smelling salts.
They're smelling salts.
I don't like that at all.
No, why would you? No way. Fuck that shit. I don't need to do that.
That made my brain hurt.
Oh, you took a good one, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I only got it in the right nostril too.
I just did my right and my left.
You didn't do it right then.
Sometimes you got to go in for a second one.
You got to go like that.
Go on the other side to even it out. You got to do a full one.
It only hits on the right side.
No, do a full one. Do a full one.
I did a full one. You do a full one.
I just did.
He does it every single day. The guy's crazy. Look, he's teary. There's a fucking tear coming out his eye right now. Like, look at you, man.
Oh,
Jesus.
When Controller Gate comes out and we find out that Styles has been using
no more. I don't care about the stupid shark no more.
Brainwave hat this whole time.
Nobody cares.
Yeah,
it's been hidden under his beanie this entire time.
They were like, why are these guys still talking about this stupid conversation?
Listen, it's a good idea.
So what I'm glad, just to go circle back into what started this whole thing is, it's good that was the right decision.
Yes.
Ultimately, it was the right decision. I'm just saying, theoretically, if I was in that situation, I might have chose the other one.
Talking about the crash.
Yeah,
right?
But you actually did pick. You did pick the right one. The fact is, you picked the right one because you're here.
I took the less damage.
So you did pick the right one.
How are you going to tell me I took more damage?
I wasn't. That wasn't the conversation. I was trying to tell you that if I was in that, I probably would have did that, Mike.
Oh, okay.
I would have did the other one because that's kind of my thought process of it. But you did pick the right one, obviously, because you're here. So, yeah, it's crazy scenario that you just have you had 1-2 second split thought about what I'm gonna do, and
and I think that if I had 5 seconds, I would have stopped.
You think if you had more time,
I would have stopped? Yeah. Don't you?
You got into the groove, man. You were in the. You were.
Pay attention.
You know what it is? Is the heel was you were getting exhilarated, man. You were going down it, and you were like, yeah. You were getting like revved up, man. Because I've had that feeling. You're going down a hill, dude, and it feels good, dude. You're hitting like optimum, like fucking RPMs on your bike, dude, and you can hear it.
I didn't even need to pedal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't even have to pedal. You're
so watery,
dude. You're just skying down, and you're just. Have you rode his electric bike?
No.
That's what you feel like because you don't have to pedal. You just and it takes off, dude. Like that's why people get like electric bike. It feels good, dude. You feel that feeling like you're going down the hill. You just I want to be over there now, and you just like. That's how Steve crashed. Like you were feeling it that morning. You're like, da-na-na-na. You were listening to whatever, and then
we were just talking about like when was the last time you went to optometrist? And I was like, oh, it was in July. She's like, how do you know that so like quickly? I was like, it's one of the most memorable moments of my life.
My life flashed before my eyes. He had a bike accident too. Did he tell you about that?
She says to me,
of course.
Wait, what happened in July? I was like,
oh my God. The day I almost died. It said he was having a different accident with nature, dude. You were like, you hit like a skid of rocks, right? Or something like that?
Yeah. The place I was riding the bike was on a sidewalk path. The Google Maps told me to take this path, and on the right side of it, the sidewalk is just like a ledge, and it just falls into dirt and gravel. And the left side is overgrown trees, overgrowing into the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So I was trying to avoid the trees by hugging the right edge of that sidewalk strip, and the front tire
went off the curb.
Oh, yeah. Which flew me. It just
over the handlebars. You just launched.
Just over the handlebars. The bike skid, and its power was still going. Like, because I'm still like revving it as I'm falling, and because I'm holding on to the handlebars.
Yeah.
So when I have to let go, like I realize like I need to slow down.
Yeah.
I need to let go of the throttle. I just
tumbled.
I just went straight and face first into the concrete.
You don't even know how you fell, huh? You just remember waking up or something, or do you remember?
I rolled. I had to because
not head over heels though.
I
right?
scraped. Which side of my face was it? I think it was.
Yeah, it was that side. Because I remember looking at it.
This is where the glass was pulled down, and I poked my eye.
Yeah.
And then the whole helmet was scraped, but it was also scraped back here. And this arm hurt real bad, but then my left leg hurt real bad, like my thigh. Yeah. Like I bruised the contusions in the bone of my thigh. Yeah.
You probably had some contusions too.
Yeah, I'm
hitting
sure.
the road.
Yeah, so it was bruised from...
Anna broke my shoelaces.
From...
just snapped. They just snapped. I have a picture of it.
I don't even know. I didn't even know it was possible.
Oh, yeah, they cut my pants off.
No, but he snapped his own shoelace from falling.
That's funny.
I'll have to put the picture.
That is funny.
But I do have the impact was so violent that the shoelace ripped. Like, it's still tight. It's still taut. Like my single bunny-eared...
Yeah.
Tied the shoelace is still tied in the photo, but the lace is actually ripped from the bottom, like the closest to the toe, which undid all the lacing in my shoe.
It just exploded.
It just exploded.
What the
yeah.
Cool.
That's why they say that like people get hit by cars
knocked
and their
out of your shoes.
Their shoes. Do your shoes didn't fly?
You get knocked out of your shoes. I don't know. No, everything was fine.
Oh my god.
The small amount.
I know.
You could see where my leg hit the ground first, because that's where my pants got some skid.
Yeah.
Which like I didn't have any. I don't think I got any skid marks on my leg. I got some on my arm. Not a lot, and I had like deep. They just like you got deep bruising. No, nothing's broken. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Because you couldn't see any bruises on my leg either. Just like my leg.
Yeah, it was all on the inside. That's what they told me.
You're lucky you didn't shatter your leg or something.
So
man.
I have that. I like to pretend that it's that fake disease from Futurama, but I have. I don't know if Steven has this. I'm pretty sure you don't. I think I'm the only one that got it from Mom. It's called like ossifications or something. Calcified ossifications. Ooh. And basically, if you get damaged on your muscle tissue, then instead of replacing it with muscle, sometimes your body's just like, no, bone's good. And so I call it bonitis because that's bad.
It's almost like it's building up some armor.
It's just like armor, yeah, for sure. But then you it ends up just damaging your nerves.
Well, trying to keep you alive because you're like, fucking flipping onto the concrete and stuff. It's like,
end up causing
your body's like, this motherfucker's crazy. We got to build up for the next time you.
And I'm just like, oh boy, maybe I'm. Yeah, I heard about it. I was like, oh boy, maybe I'm like a mutant. It's like you are, but not with superpowers.
Not in a good way.
It's just like
that part of your body is tougher now.
You might have
the
nerve issues.
Ending for like the Spider-Man origin story, where instead of just getting bit by the radioactive spider, he gets superpowers. He gets bit by the radioactive spider, and then he dies of like radiation poisoning.
It's a lot like the Kick-Ass one where he gets hit by the car, and then being numb is his superpower, so he can just take a beating and keep getting hit by things.
I mean, that is
except instead, I just kind of hurt more and make more popping sounds.
Well, your bones are stronger in those areas, though. So
technically, so it's not my bones; it's my muscles that now have. Think about a rope, and now you've permanently knotted one area of that rope, so your leg, which should have the full length of rope, is now permanently tugged in a direction because of that tightness in only that area.
Oh, the
whereas
ligaments.
everything's supposed to be the same length.
I thought you were talking about the bones. It's a
No,
ligament.
it's my actual muscle tissue is being replaced with bone instead of muscle tissue when it got damaged.
Got replaced by bone?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I have tiny little bumpies in some parts of my body. I have to take the whole jacket off to show you. Yeah, and it's bone. And I showed a doctor.
They did an X-ray and they saw bone?
No, so I didn't. I saw. So my mom knows more about it, and they did. They showed her through an X-ray.
They're so veiny. Look at.
Yeah, I have a lot of. So I'm
those
also
arms are so veiny,
very strong.
That's a lot, Jack.
But I have.
Yeah. Right.
No, see, this one's bigger from guitar.
Just kidding.
So there's like a bump right here that you can feel. That's kind of decreased because they will eventually like break away if you do enough like actual workout. So
so they'll like soften
literally
out
they like soften out and get like to replaced slowly with regular muscle. But there's still
muscle
like
fibers.
but it's still like a white flat instead of a white ball. If you get it checked out. So I have one right there, and it used to be a lot more visible and like touchable. There's
so
just like a ball that you could physically touch. And I went to see a doctor about
water?
it. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because
being this vascular is
veins in your
this
body.
is actually a byproduct of being very hydrated. If I'm dehydrated, you can't see the veins.
I thought that's what the bodybuilders do, is to get all veiny.
So no, the
I thought they got
bodybuilders
dehydrated.
dehydrate so
They
you
get
can see
dehydrated.
more
They're
muscle
not
fibers, not vascular.
But they're also like veiny
Oh,
too.
that's right. That's right. Because Wolverine would do that. Hugh Jackman, he would do.
He would fast.
It was
he would
it's
do water
for,
fasting.
It's for muscle fibers,
So that-
not for vascular.
That makes more sense, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because your veins won't plump up. From,
It does
from
make
dehydration.
your muscles pop.
So you're overhydrating.
No, I'm not overhydrating. I'm just
That's the right amount of hydration.
So this actually means
That just doesn't feel right
this
to me.
means that my metabolism is strong.
Oh,
This means I have a really good
I
metabolism.
have a really bad metabolism.
It's okay.
Yeah, can we trade metabolisms?
So after all of the damage throughout my childhood, so I have another secret that I thought happened when I was 3, but it happened when I was before I was 3. Yeah, part of my secret origin story.
I was like, did they keep it from you?
Bullshit.
So I didn't know.
No, it's more Victor's fault than anybody else. But now he knows what I'm going to talk about. So before, when we lived in that house that my great grandpa let us live in, and it was in Alhambra, right? Mm-hmm. We had a swimming pool.
We did.
We had a swimming pool, and I was a baby. I was a little baby. I was like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I was remembering a McDonald's commercial for some reason. I described
this?
it. Yeah. So it's my earliest memory.
Event.
It's my very first earliest possible. Like it's locked in there, and I thought I was older than I actually was because of it.
So fucked up as a kid.
So I'm a year and a half.
Oh man.
And my brother is playing with some girl who I found out later is like somebody's daughter. I forgot who that was. Amanda? I don't know. It doesn't matter. No, it was Angel's daughter, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so the guy Angel from later.
He was a family friend.
Yeah, he's a family friend. His daughter is there. We're all swimming. I don't know where Steven is. I'm pretty sure he was also there, and he went inside before they went inside.
How do you know all these details as a baby?
So I have autism.
Yes.
That's a superpower.
Yes.
That's a superpower, dude. You got a memory, dude. Because you remember
They really
people
do.
going
They
in
can
and out.
They can remember everything.
You remember people going in and out as a baby, dude? Like,
Yeah, and I remember what I was thinking before spoiler alert, before falling into the pool and drowning. So Stephen had already gone inside, if I recall. Dad had not been in there to my memory at all. And I was on not the full side railing and not in the shallow end at all. I was on the deep side where it's just that one spot that you can sit on.
Okay.
If you're an adult and you want to sit
Like a
down
bench.
while you're in the deep, like that bench that's built into
This
the
was a pretty
side.
deep pool.
It's the indention bench.
Yeah, that indention
that they put
bench
on
that
the
they put
deepest
on the
part
deepest
of the park.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
like,
you have
I'm
to try to swim
standing-
to
What's
it.
the normal
I'm
like
standing there
depth
'cause
of the
that's
pool is like
where-
what 5.5 feet or something?
I think for a play pool, it starts like at 3,
This
and then
isn't
it
a
goes.
play pool.
This is like
No,
10
but I'm
feet.
saying,
this is
like,
a diving pool.
It really
I'm saying
was.
like if it's beach, it depends on what kind of pool because some are just deep. But if it has a beach like entrance or it has like a gradual depth, then it usually will start like 2, 3, 4.
But at the deepest,
I don't
We
know,
were
it
at
could
the
be 6
deepest
feet.
side,
I mean,
which
6
was
feet is
also-
diving.
which was a lot. I'm pretty sure this pool was closer in like the 7-8 feet.
Yeah,
And
it was
even more
really
because
deep.
I remember that they would jump off of. There was an apartment in
Yeah.
the back of the house, and they would jump off of the apartment roof into the pool.
And that's the apartment
crazy.
side was where the shallow was, and the house side was where the deep
no,
was.
you had to reverse.
Am I
The house
reverse?
side was
Okay.
the shallow end because you would walk out of the sliding door patio, and then the pool.
Did it
would
have
be
steps
right
to
there.
get in?
Well,
like you step
Yeah, on
down.
that side.
Maybe I was
Okay.
on the shallow side, which is at least 3
You
or
were
4
probably
feet,
in the
but-
center. I think
Okay.
you were in the center on the left side of it. 'Cause
Okay, yeah, because it was closest to.
it was still enough
like,
to where
here's the
my
house,
father
here's
had
the
to dive
apartment.
into the pool.
I'm on like here's the far side that I'm looking at with the house on this side and this, and I'm on whatever inside this, but I'm pretty sure I'm close to the house on the little bench part. So I'm thinking of what I have now found out later in my life is
Get closer to the
a really old McDonald's commercial where it's just like he has like a moon face or something. He's like got a
Oh
flat
yeah,
face.
Mr.
Potato Head.
No, he was McKnight, dude. He had a crescent-shaped head and wore sunglasses and played piano.
Yeah, and
He was like a talk show host, but he was McDonald's branding.
yeah, he had a big dumb round face and he would like skip. He was like, so I was
MacArthur.
trying to skip
Yeah, I don't
like
remember. I
he
would look
did
it up.
in the
You could look
commercial.
it up.
Yeah, you can. You can like look up old McDonald's mascots and I can point out the
Simon.
one to you because he's like a black and white.
I was hoping he would say that.
Because he's
You're the one
he's
that-
black and white and
I was
he wore
just-
like
you
a
look it up.
tuxedo or
Look it up.
something.
There's something. What is his name?
Well,
Just
if
Google
you
his
want to
name.
have a
All right,
picture,
cool.
I don't
I'll
want
look
to
it up.
put it.
all right,
Fuck
don't
you.
don't you don't have to.
I'm gonna have to now. Watch the time. It's because I always the time that I end up editing is different than the time I'm recording
Yeah,
because I have to cut things from the beginning and the end.
but it gives you a ballpark. At
It
least.
does, and then I got to figure out the math, and I don't know. I don't like the math. And this was the McDonald's too. I gotta remember.
I don't know if it was Officer Big Mac, but it might have been. I don't think so.
Officer.
No, he had the crescent head.
Yeah, he had like
Give
a
me the
moon
thing. I'll tell
face.
you.
Hold
who it is.
on.
He was Mr. Moon Knight or something.
McDonald's moon guy. You talking to? Yeah, you literally up is this idiot
Yes, Mac tonight.
Mac tonight.
Because he was
Mac
a talk
tonight.
show host.
Creepy.
Yeah,
I thought he was cool.
You know
he would
who
like
he is
skip
now.
on. He would like come on the screen.
Mac tonight. Let me just.
So he'd like skip onto the screen.
Mac tonight.
He'd play piano, whatever
So
Steven's
you're
saying.
skipping along,
Skipping
as a
along,
little
and
kid.
everybody, Victor and and a child, not Amanda. Amanda's a child from later in our life. After we moved to, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They go inside, and I'm out there alone. I'm gonna skip, and I skip and I slip. And now I'm in the pool and I'm drowning and I can't get to the surface and I die.
Are you going? You're just dropping to the bottom. You remember going down.
I am
He
doing my
sunk and
best to get to the top.
But you
And
just-
I vividly remember
the lights
like
going out.
the ache. Like, I'm sorry for getting, this might sound like anime character intense, but the ache of like desperation of
Trying to gasp.
of literally like, I don't know English, but if I could, it would have been, don't give up. Don't you dare give up. Why aren't my arms moving the way I want to? No! And then,
Spiked.
you know, sorry, like, you know, just the ache of like complete paralysis, and then your eyes are dimming, and imagine you're also screaming and yelling, you know, tense your fists, punch harder, I can defeat, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It it really, the emotion of pure desperation while also like being ashamed that my body would not move. And then looking up and seeing like the light of the sun and it disappeared. And then my very next memory is I'm chest down on the concrete and I'm seeing the water turn the concrete from light gray to dark gray. And my dad is standing above me in all of his clothes. I just in my brain noodle, which is now gone back to from desperate anime character watching the world explode to child baby, is now thinking, Dad, you're not supposed to get in the pool with your clothes on.
You were thinking that?
That's my very next thought as I came back to life.
Know that people shouldn't wear.
You're not supposed to wear clothes in the swimming pool. I loved swimming.
You remembered that, or you knew that hardwired?
I knew that. I knew that I was supposed to put a bathing suit on when I get in the pool.
That was pretty complex.
And I knew that Dad had his tennis shoes on and that was bad.
Yeah, those are details that I wouldn't think.
He's wearing his Nikes and his tall socks.
He remembers a lot of stuff, though.
You do. You have a lot of details. But you tried a Nirvana baby in the pool, dude. You were Nirvana babying.
So I equate that to like me having asthma throughout my childhood. But the long story short of it.
Hold on. Mm-hmm. What happened?
So the problem is that we were recording, but we weren't recording individually, you see?
Okay.
Oh.
We were recording an entire...
As a unit.
Mixed.
Cool.
Which means that editing it is going to be...
Not good.
Not good at all.
That's going to be annoying, huh?
Those cuts in the video is going to be weird to do.
It might figure it out, though.
I don't think it will.
No.
You could split.
Can you just do it and then manually adjust it?
You could split them in two from that point and make them both separately, and then just paste this one on to the other one.
We can start now. You want to do another hour right now? What do we have right now?
125.
That's not bad.
An hour and a half.
You want to do another hour? We can do another hour.
45. We can do an hour. We can do at least a half an hour.
I do have an early morning. I have this volunteer thing I have to do for work.
We can wrap it up. We'll figure it out.
Something.
I'll have to fix it. I kept looking at it and I was like, how come all these lines look exactly the same? Is he really that loud? Like,
actually, when we did our test and you had a snap, I thought my reading was just coming out of your...
Because it was...
But I'm saying when I was doing that, I saw both our lines.
I didn't have the channels mixed.
Anyways, we don't have to get into the weeds.
Fucked it up.
It's all good, man.
This episode's called Shark Controls.
This episode is called Fucked It Up.
Taken. Sharks playing Taken, dude.
Well, I was so excited for this because I was like, I got the cameras where I wanted them. And
wait, it's fine, dude. We're good, man.
Right.
It was fun.
I guess it was fun. We had a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Are we cutting here?
Yeah. I don't even know if that's recording anymore.
Okay. Yeah, we can cut it here.
Well, then we will. That's how we do it. Okay. All right. So this has been Digital Cortex. How
did you feel? How did you feel today, man? How did you think? Was it cool? Did you like it?
I got shushed a lot. I feel degraded.
We got into it. You just kept
kidding.
going.
That was very fun.
Yeah, and it's going to sound even worse because we can't sound like I can lower him during that time.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. My lore, I have a lot.
Yeah, man. Man, we just touched the surface with you, man.
We're gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, we'll get you on again.
Because it's just there's too much to talk.
There's next week is my birthday.
There you go, man.
Happy birthday special.
Congratulations. You made it around the sun one more time.
One more time full rotation of the solar.
It's true. The solar plexus, that's your chest. Those are your chesticles.
What's the astrology? You believe in that stuff? The sun and the planets and the retrograde of the Venus?
Do I believe in astrology?
Yeah, what are you?
Me?
Yeah, what is your...
No.
What is your thing?
Oh, I get like we're gonna be here for too long. I am
just because we're talking about
I'm
your
technically
birthday.
Christian. Oh, you didn't mean religion. You meant my astrology.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about.
But I believe in a bunch of, but I believe in a bunch of crazy shit too.
No, not that. We don't have to get into
specifically,
that.
That's a whole other thing.
Specifically, I do really think that like the whole Aquarius, like my signs are important to who I am and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
So I'm an Aquarius sun. My moon is a Scorpio, and my rising sign is a Sagittarius, and all of my other signs are like Capricorn. So I am the Avatar.
Nice. What is?
Because all of those different ones are different elementals. So what the Aquarius is air.
You have to deal with
Aquarius is air, Scorpio is water, Sagittarius is fire, and Capricorn's earth. What's going on?
What is Aquarius?
What's going on? It's an air sign actually.
No, but I'm saying
water sign.
What are they known for? What is
Aquarius? Like what do they do? What's their
personality?
personality?
Or like
apparently Aquariuses are very
water,
disassociative.
Right? Something about water
while being very giving.
Okay, so you're giving.
People think of Aquariuses as like not very emotionally like they don't have a lot of like people
think
call
logically.
me not emotionally available before as an insult.
So you're more of just a straightforward thinker. You don't let emotions control the situation.
That's where the moon comes in, because Scorpios, especially Scorpio moons, have super intense emotions.
Yeah.
So your moon sign is your emotion. So your moon sign is your emotional sign.
See, I don't know all this stuff.
Sun sign is your intellectual sign.
Okay.
Your rising sign is supposed to be rising sign is supposed to be like your spirit or whatever, like how you feel about life and stuff. Like, so being a Sagittarius rising means I feel very adventurous and I feel restless staying in the same place.
Okay.
By the way, I live in a van, so that feels true the more I get to know about it, and I didn't know that about Sagittarius
like I said,
rising
there's
before.
so much content with this guy.
Yeah. The more you know.
Yeah. So you feel pretty good about your sign then, that it kind of like, because you know how some people are like, I'm not outgoing, you know, like
I think they need to learn more about their other, like the other parts of their sign, because there's 12. Like you have 12 bits.
Man, I didn't know it was all that. I thought it was just one thing.
The main 3 are your main 3, but your main 2
People
really are your sun
simple,
and moon.
bro.
Dude, I didn't know it went this deep.
People are complicated.
So your sun and moon are your big 2.
Now you know why.
Your rising is kind of like the foundation that your big 2 dance upon.
Oh man.
And then like the other 10 or the other 9 or whatever, your nodes, which is like the planets and stuff, like your Venus, your Mars, your
So are you in retrograde right now or something?
I don't know.
What are you doing? What's Aquarius doing right now?
What's Aquarius doing?
Yeah.
We're in Aquarius, right? Tomorrow is the start of Aquarius.
Oh, is it?
No, tomorrow is the start of the sun being in front of the constellation Aquarius. And as it travels through that constellation until February 18th, then it's going to pass into another constellation, which is, I think, Pisces. Are those the people late February through March, early
February, March.
Right? So I think it goes Aquarius, Pisces, or maybe there's one in between them.
It's Pisces and then Aries.
Looked into
I'm Aries.
So
that's April.
What it is what astrology is what planet or what astrological body is in front of which constellation when you were born. The sun was here in front of that constellation when you were born. The moon was over here in front of this constellation when you were born, which is why when you look up your birth chart, you can quickly look up your sun sign by being like, what date were you born? But your moon sign, you have to be like, where were you?
Okay, so what about
time zone were you in?
What about according to the Chinese calendar? Are you like a dragon or a goat or a fucking rabbit or something? Monkey king. Horse? Cool. I think I'm a boar, dude.
That's
or a pig or whatever. I think that's what mine is. It's the year of the dragon, right? This year?
This year's the year of the dragon.
That's exciting. What can that be? Dragon, dude. I'm really fucking...
I know, right?
Actually,
it's too cool.
Actually, pigs are actually kind of crazy, dude. Like, if a pig escapes a farm,
it becomes a boar.
Yeah. It just becomes wild. And they grow tusk. And their like hair gets coarse and stuff like that. They totally change.
The fact that they are different kinds of boar depending on where they escaped to. So it's like it is an in-life Pokemon evolution instead of a per generational one.
Like a regional variant?
I have a regional variant inside of me.
That makes sense. There's different kind of bears. There's polar bears.
It's true to life Eevees.
So you see that in a lot of our
But we're talking about this happening within a couple of years.
This is within a couple of months, actually. This happens very quickly.
A polar bear doesn't turn into a brown bear in a couple of months.
No, not the changing. I'm just saying like the regional kind of thing. But.
So polar bears can't do that, whereas a pig, if you just grabbed a cute pig that's its whole family was not domesticated, but farm pigs, and you let it outside, it would become a boar within a few weeks to a month.
That's what I'm saying.
Depending on where you release it,
depending where it is, it's a different type of boar.
Different kind of boar.
Well, the same boar will travel to another region and then become different again?
If you release the pig in a different kind of region. If you grab a pig from Idaho pig and take it to Arizona, it'll probably become a javelina.
I thought you meant like it's like...
Like that's
how it works.
I thought at first I thought he was saying that if it travels, it changes again.
I don't think it could travel.
I don't know if that.
I don't think it will want to travel too far after that. Like once it transforms, it locks itself into a radius.
Aren't they like feral and shit? They'll fucking attack you.
Maybe.
They're nuts. They're way more aggressive. Their saliva is weird. Read about their saliva if you want to, because I won't explain it.
I'm probably not going to read about it.
It's the entire basis of their sex drive.
Their saliva is?
It's so wild.
They spit on each other?
Yeah. on themselves and sometimes each other to for different reasons. Directly on their back, yes.
Pigs are weird.
And they create like a foam.
A foam?
Yeah, so like the biggest male pig has a foam that's intense enough to cause females to not only go into heat but become very aggressive towards perhaps other males. Where do they
foam from?
Their mouth.
How long did you study pigs?
I watched a 15-minute video on the internet, but also I've heard a lot about it because being vegan is just like, learn about the farm animals you no longer eat. Wow, are they interesting? Chickens are smarter than 3-year-olds. Like they are. Wow, it's weird.
Damn.
Yeah.
Chickens can count.
Chickens can count.
They used to be dinosaurs.
I think that's what we should name the podcast.
Chickens can count.
Chickens can count.
Damn.
How did they figure that? Did they put a brain cap on it?
They challenged the chicken to Tekken. They versed against your shark.
Yeah.
They're just like, this chicken can body this shark in Tekken, man.
Let's end it right there.
Okay. Well, this has been Digital Cortex, joined today by our special guest, King Gwyn. May return. Randomstylez, Thick Wick. We're done.
All right. Let's finish this thing. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Later.
Oh, boy.